It up. Episode 71 of the 5ASIDE podcast. Happy Thanksgiving, because that's when you'll be receiving this video. You know what I'm saying?
Around the dinner table, you know
what I'm saying?
Thankful for us.
Bro, thankful for us.
What y'all eating for Thanksgiving? What are you most looking forward to?
My girlfriend's making a Haitian-style vegan mac and cheese, so that
What?
I'm ready for.
A Haitian style.
Now, I don't know what she's doing to make it Haitian, but I'm going to trust her. I'm going to let her cook.
Style.
Vegan mac and cheese.
Haitian style. Vegan.
Yeah. Hey, man, you should know about that. You know what I'm saying? You trying?
I never had no vegan Haitian food.
Damn. Open
I have
market.
faith in her, though.
Yeah, for sure. She's going to try it. So I'm going to let her cook. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
We're doing Moroccan turkey
Ooh, tell me about that.
with couscous.
I love couscous. Shout out couscous.
Inside of it?
No, unlike in like a couscous platter.
That's fire.
Sweet potatoes and
What spurred that? And where are you having Thanksgiving? Is that with your family or with Noah's family?
everyone.
Oh, fire. What landed on Morocco?
We saw it on TikTok.
Shit. That's fire. I love it. What about you?
I asked my family to engage in a dessert making competition.
I like it.
That is very
So
cute.
I'm going to be making a tiramisu.
Okay.
Okay.
That's not easy, bro.
No, it's not.
Bro, the thing about
First time?
First time.
and the thing about desserts and baking is like it's like very chemistry science based.
Yeah.
It's not like free cooking, like you kind of freestyle. Let me add a little more salt. No. It is not like that, bro. And tiramisu, that's all about texture. Good luck, bro. I appreciate the effort though.
I'll send a picture.
That's legit though. That's not no. I'm gonna make a cookie. That's legit,
Tiramisu, if it's bad, you just go send me a picture.
Nah,
bro. Just gonna be brown, like, look like frosted.
Definitely.
Oh man. But anyways, y'all, welcome to another episode of 5ASIDE podcast. Today you are joined by
What's going on, Seb?
Gabriel,
Kendrick.
Josh. Be back very soon.
Sir.
But we are on an international break right now. Some people hate it, some people love it. But one thing I do feel like it always does is bring controversy.
Not even.
So one piece of controversy that is now the newest form is that some players are being called up to the squad and not exactly accepting their call up and are quote unquote disengaging from the national team and quote unquote taking a rest when they're not 100% considered fully injured.
Yeah.
I think England was missing about 8 players. France was missing several players. There's a few from Spain, just countries all around. And then there's, fans talking about, oh, this is a complete disgrace. It's such an honor to play for your national team. So do we think players are kind of avoiding that responsibility due to legitimate injuries? Is load management a fair thing for them to do by not going to it? Then you have the beef between the clubs and the national teams. But it's becoming a little bit of an issue more than it was in the past, where if you got a call up and you're not completely injured, you are 100% there.
Yeah.
That is changing.
Listen, man, the clubs pay the salaries, right? At the end of the day.
It's real.
The clubs are the ones who are going to take on the financial risks of your players getting injured while they're on international break. So at this point, these midweek, random mid-season Nations League games don't matter. I understand if you're being called up by African nations right now because we're doing AFCON qualifiers. Yeah. That's important. You got to be there for that because you got to qualify for tournaments. But, I mean, if you're an Mbappe and you get called up for France, already your season's not going too great and you just need a little bit of time to, rehab and get your shit right, basically. I understand not going to play, these friendly games. These are friendlies at the end of the day. You can dress them up however you want, but it's friendlies.
What do you think?
I disagree with it's friendly conversation.
Okay.
At the end of the day, a tournament is a tournament, regardless of what the prize is, regardless of what the name of it is. If you're competing in a major competition, you want the best for your team, you want the best for your country, and I think it is an honor. If you get called up to your national team, that's the highest honor that you can get in football. And so, I don't think it's necessarily a conversation about disrespect or dishonoring one's country, as a lot of the French people were saying. Oh, sacre bleu.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I do think there's a little bit of maybe you should make that little inch of sacrifice, to travel and put on for your home fans.
It just gets into the amount of game congestion, which we've talked about before on the pod, and that we had that was half of our podcast discussion. Yeah. It gets into, again, that topic of game congestion. Some people are saying they actually just need to boycott the international break because it's too many games. It's already too many club games.
I agree.
Now you're adding in the international, and it's being diluted by players not showing up. Is that where the boycott should start in terms of too many matches? Do you start with boycotting the international? Yeah. But it's so hard because there's more of a rarity, obviously, to a national call-up. Even the player with the most national team appearances is a far lower number than how much he's played for the clubs in his career. So, like, it is legitimately more scarce just from a math standpoint. So, will players protest it? Will it start with the national team because that's where they're not being paid? Will it happen at the club level? But that's kind of the next phase is, like, what's going to cause a change? And it seems like people think it would be the players to do it.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Or you make these national team games more incentivized, and I think
That's what they thought Nations League was.
But like how like just because you dress it up doesn't mean it becomes more incentivized. I think
people did take it more seriously.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, bro.
And I think it
didn't go.
translated well.
They didn't go.
Let me
Even
cook.
they took it
No,
more seriously.
beforehand. It
You want to hear
translated
the
well.
rest of the squad?
Yeah, but their best player didn't show up.
Well, he's in a unique situation.
They're also not into
That's what I'm
the.
saying. It's clearly not taken as
It's
serious.
also a group stage. But to be fair,
Thank you.
when
That's why you're helping me.
but what I'm saying is when France won the Nations League, they then almost won the World Cup.
That doesn't
Then
correlate.
Spain won the Nations League and then won the Euros.
Okay, this doesn't
I'm not
correlate.
saying, of course, it's only two. I know how statistical variance and shit works. What I'm saying is this. There's some translation to we've built chemistry, we have an
Yeah,
identity,
yeah.
we're preparing for an upcoming tournament.
Yeah.
2026 is coming faster than people
That
think.
team chemistry is
It
important,
matters.
too. I was just watching
Yeah.
the podcast on
Chouameni?
the Bridge. Yeah, with
Yeah.
Chouameni's podcast.
Yeah.
He had Dembele and Koundé on there, and they were joking around about how like when they have these opportunities to like come together as a team, they like joking about who's gonna wear the best fit. They joking
Yeah.
about who's gonna score the most goals, and like that's literally how they get closer
matters,
together.
yeah.
Like, and whereas other parts of the season they don't really see each other, or they see each other as like opponents.
Yeah.
And so all that is important
matters.
as you go into
Yeah.
like major tournaments.
Totally important.
Yeah.
But the tournaments themselves don't matter. Like I agree that chemistry is important, but like, you guys think the tournament matters? Nations League matters?
It matters.
I don't think the trophy. I know what you're saying. Like the trophy. Like if you lose in the final of the Nations League,
Yeah.
that doesn't mean
Nobody's
right.
gonna be like,
Because you could also say Italy.
So?
Italy got to the final and lost, which is like good for the Nations League, but then they did bad in the Euro. So I know it doesn't directly translate. I think it's more that it's about again the chemistry. It's about building that team identity and preparation, and even fighting through. Even though it's a fake tournament, you could say
Thank you.
it's seeing how you navigate a group stage, how you navigate the knockout
How you
stage,
perform
how
in the
you
tournament.
manage that as a mini
Yeah.
teaser. I think it's a better teaser to prepare you for competition than straight friendlies.
Sure.
And you're more likely to play at a higher level competition too.
Okay.
And I think it can have some qualification connections to the groups you end up
Definitely.
getting for like
Euros.
World Cup and Euro qualifying.
Euro qualifiers.
And Euro Nation League is kind of different than CONCACAF, which is a whole.
Yeah.
We can talk about that too. So I think it's a little bit better, but the bigger problem overall again, it's too many games.
Mm-hmm.
If this was the case when players didn't already feel like they're playing too much, it's like now you already give us too many games. Now it's more games that have value. Like that's tough. So it's a double-edged sword. Yeah.
Speaking, I know you brought up AFCON qualifiers, so I feel like we should just get right.
Let's get right into it.
Ghana.
Yeah.
That's why Josh ain't here,
Did
man.
not qualify for AFCON coming up this year. I think this is the first time since like the early 2000s.
04, I think.
Yeah, since 20 years now officially since they've failed to qualify for AFCON.
And let's be honest, Ghana should always qualify.
Yeah.
Always. No excuses.
It's an expectation.
Yeah.
It's an expectation. So I mean, a lot of fans are very disgruntled. I think out of 6 matches in the qualifiers, they like drew 3 of them, lost 3. They didn't win any.
Yes.
And they're facing the likes of like Niger. Not to throw dirt on them,
No,
but
that's not the same
countries
level
that just
footballing
aren't
nation.
of the same caliber in
Caliber.
terms of like
Yeah.
prominence. So yeah, what are your
Wait, you have
guys?
to subtitle that.
Yeah. No, it's true.
What are your guys'
Cat
reactions?
Wing gonna have a field day. Cat Wing is licking his lips, bro. Barbecue chicken. What?
What
Yo.
are y'all initial reactions to that?
I mean, it's bad, and I knew it was bad when I saw Kudus after one of the losses have this huge
I
statement on
remember,
Instagram as a feed
I
post.
see it.
And I was like, bro, I've never seen like a feed post about like, yo, we let down the country for like a qualify. I've just never, like, it's not even over yet. I was like, yo, this is getting serious in Ghana.
Yeah.
So that was, I mean, that's bad vibes. So to see that to what they are now, and to think about how when I first got into footy, 06, they got out the group, which had Italy in it. They smacked the U.S. 3-0 in group stage. You had Michael Essien, Suleiman Tari, all these ballers. Then we saw what happened in 2010.
Yeah.
You know, we thought they were going to be the first African team to make it to the semifinals. We hate Suarez. And then Muntari wins the Champions League with Inter. Like they were, Michael Essien, what he did with Chelsea, what he did with Real Madrid. To have that to now what we have here. And they have the talent with guys like Kudus.
Partey.
And speaking of Kudus, Partey, yeah, we have the Kudus statement that he put on
Zoom back in.
And it's still, the feed post is still on his Instagram. Read that, bro.
Bro.
This is insane.
I should read this?
No. It's the fact that
Let's like react to it is what I'm saying.
It's the fact that he put the signature, his personal signature on the bottom. The title of it is Apology and Assurance.
It's so African, bro.
It is like it's like a well curated like graphic. I thought it was just gonna be like a picture.
No,
of the
bro.
caption.
No,
this
it's
is
also like
serious.
dated towards exactly what match he's apology and assurance.
Yeah.
Ghana versus Sudan. AFCON qualifiers.
Damn.
Shout out Sudan.
Nah, they going through it, bro.
Shout out Sudan. You know what I'm saying? Rooting for them always.
Then,
damn,
who
bro.
prepared it? Ghana FA had to give.
Oh my God, this is so. But my thing is this: I know it's
Caption
a
is
huge
crazy,
disappointment.
That's crazy.
Caption is crazy.
I know it's
Just
a
the light bulb.
I know that's crazy.
Fuck.
I know it's a huge disappointment to Ghana,
Yeah.
but the player shouldn't have to do that, in my opinion.
He's captain though, so
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
They made
Captain.
They made him do that.
That's
Or,
yeah.
yeah, put
Why
it
not
if
just
he
do it on the
wanted to.
Ghana team page? Is my thing. Why not Ghana football? Why can't they post it?
because they're not. He's not going to get insulted as much as they.
Oh no! Don't look at that.
We have forgiven you. Just make sure we qualify. That was 4 weeks ago. Yeah. Well,
Get off the pitch.
I don't know,
Bro, and I think Josh has sent the graphic. The 3 top most dribbles completed in the Prem are all Ghanaian wingers.
Yeah.
They have the talent, they have the skill, they have the vibes,
Absolutely.
and it's just like, damn, bro. Damn, that's tough. But it also tells you AFCON is getting better, and it's a more competitive
facts,
region.
facts.
Or
That's a good
my
point.
goodness.
CAF is the actual region. It's better than people think. And
Absolutely.
a lot of these countries, like Sudan, who's
Is
in
that
that
French?
graphic, is getting better. Huh?
Is that French?
CAF.
Yeah, I think so.
Confédération Africaine
Football? Yeah.
de Foot. Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Damn. The French won the world.
Tough times, man. Tough.
So again, as usual, our friends at the show, the Bundesliga, have some topics they want us to discuss. First up, I think we can start with something interesting, which is a club called St. Pauli in Germany. So St. Pauli is a club that is commonly known as the Club of the People in Germany. They just got promoted from the second division. They're now in the Bundesliga. And their mascot and kind of like their branding is like a lot of like pirate imagery. So if you go to their stadium, you'll see like the skull and bones flags like all over the stadium.
Yeah.
They're one of the only clubs in the world that has their home kit, which is like a brown and like light and dark brown gradient. So they're unique in a lot of different ways. And actually, like all over the world, you will see St. Pauli stickers because there's like a trend of their fans that when they travel, they bring like club stickers and like paste them like in like famous landmarks all over the world.
That's cool.
So like they have this like very large communal
Culture about it.
culture,
Yeah.
and they are actually one of the bigger clubs in Germany, even though you may not have heard of them.
Mhm.
Like a lot of people will kind of lean towards them also due to like a political stance.
Yeah,
They're kind of
yeah.
like the left, like socialist kind of like club.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So one of the things that they have done, which is very much in line with the Bundesliga in terms of like Bundesliga clubs, you know, being very much so for the people. Of course, a lot of people know that the Bundesliga has this like 50+1 rule, which means that clubs are owned to a certain extent by the fans, and that the soccer in Germany is owned by the actual people that are going to the stadium, which means that teams often have the ability to do things that clubs in other countries can't do because they're not as tied to large companies and they're much more so like grassroots organizations. One of the things that St. Pauli has done is they've decided that they will no longer be posting on what is formerly Twitter, now known as X. Their reason, and I can pull up a statement from them, is let me just cut.
Yeah.
FC St. Pauli will no longer post on X. Let me find their full statement.
Wow.
FC St. Pauli is withdrawing from social media platform X. The Boys in Brown joined the platform in 2013 and had about 250,000 followers. Announcing its reasons for withdrawing, the club said that owner Elon Musk had turned a space for debate into an amplifier of hate that was capable of influencing the German parliamentary election campaign. So basically,
Very real.
they as a club have decided that they have identified this platform as a platform that can spread hate, politically or otherwise, and they've decided to remove themselves from it. To you guys, thoughts?
I mean, I think that more clubs should follow suit.
Yeah.
I think like we've seen a number of like major organizations and just celebrities. I think Don Lennon recently put out a statement about how he won't be on X anymore. The Guardian, which is a major journalistic platform, said that they're not going to be posting on there anymore. We've seen times in the past, you know, with how social media can influence elections. There's an entire documentary on how Meta and Facebook influenced the 2016 election here in the U.S. And so I think them standing on business and being like, we don't want to be a part of this is very admirable. And I think other clubs should follow suit.
Yeah, no, I fully support it. Yeah, and that's a great documentary to watch. It's changing democracy worldwide too, not just the U.S.
Yep.
They have examples of like Trinidad, Brazil, India, all types of places on top of the U.S., U.K. as well with the Brexit campaign. Yeah, I commend it. And you know, it's ironic because sometimes it's the smaller groups or smaller teams that kind of make these things first and the big clubs follow. But St. Pauli seems like that's exactly what they stand for. So it's cool to also see them live up to their ideals, which is kind of a unique thing within German football as well. So.
I think the other interesting thing is that they are like public about it because like they're putting out a statement, and I think the important thing about putting out statements like that is that it shows that other clubs can do so as well. Mm-hmm. And so it starts in Germany, and I think Germany, like as a league and as an organization, the Bundesliga can like kind of influence the rest of the world, because we talk about, I think like every 3, 4, 5 months, leagues, campaigns, and like teams will come out with statements about like erasing hate from football, like enough with social media hate in football, all this stuff. But we always complain as podcasters that, like not enough is really being done, or like real stances don't actually get taken, whatever. All right, I mean, y'all actually removed yourselves from a major platform and decided to transition. So to a certain extent, this is, I think, one of the first times where I've been, it's twice recently where I've been like surprised at like real like change. One was Vinny like going on CNN and saying, I don't think Spain should host a World Cup.
If it continues at that.
If like racism in the country continues. And this is another stance of like, oh shit, like you guys are actually taking efforts and like making efforts to change that.
I'd say even more too, because it's not just a stance. First, it's by an organization and a team that also usually has some sort of like financial interest in it, and knowing how that is taken away statistically from their fan base in that sense, knowing how that could have financial ramifications and still being okay with it shows the commitment to the cause as well. And yeah, it's one thing for a person or a player to have their statement before a team. Again, I think that's huge.
Yep.
So,
more on St. Pauli. They're kind of in the news recently.
Yeah.
They played Bayern Munich this week. It didn't go their way. However, what did go viral and what did attract a lot of fans' attention is the way that they have decked out their walkout tunnel towards games. So like I said, St. Pauli, like the whole like for the people, pirate kind of imagery. You'll see tons of pirate flags at games and stuff. When you walk into their stadium as you're exiting the tunnel, this is what you see.
This is for fans or players?
Players.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's insane.
That's fire.
Graffiti, it's a long
I've
hallway.
never seen that. I was just at Fright Fest in New Jersey. That's what that looks like. That's
Welcome
crazy.
to hell.
Literally looks like Fright Fest. That's crazy. That's really cool.
What do you guys think?
I love it.
It's a good intimidation tactic.
Yeah. The lighting, it's super creative. Like, we've seen the creative lighting of the Allianz Arena, which I've been to, which is unbelievable, but that's the outside of a stadium.
Yeah.
To have the inside have that kind of intense creative lighting, and then to add in the group, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I
You
love
feel
it.
like you're about to go to war.
Yeah.
And I think not only does it influence the other team and have them like be scared and worried, but if you're a St. Pauli player and you walk out and like you already know that that's your guys' identity, like you guys are scrappy, you guys are gonna fight for every play.
Yeah.
And you turn the corner, you see a giant skull and bones mouth as you're about to exit the tunnel.
Come on.
And then you enter into the stadium and like there's flags waving, pirates, people are shouting. Like, yeah, I think in terms of atmosphere, this might be one of the coolest things I've seen.
Yeah.
In terms of, like football.
Agreed.
Yeah, and then because this episode is coming out on Thanksgiving, we have a little bit more atmosphere in German football discussions. Der Klassiker, which is the most famous German match in the Bundesliga, Dortmund against Bayern Munich, will be happening next week. So the Bundesliga's campaign and slogan for this match is "Bring the Noise." So my question for you guys is, I know we've all been to different games and different stadiums, but when you guys go to stadiums and you guys are at like these, super like hard fought games, what are some of the sounds or like atmospheres that like come to mind first? Like the different, like, is it maybe like fans shouting? Is it like the crowd reacting to a goal, the like bubble and wave of a reaction? Like, what are some of like the most like memorable sounds and sights from stadiums that like you guys, I guess, kind of like remember?
I feel like the biggest thing for me is kind of that moment of tension when the crowd feels like something big is about to happen.
Yeah,
so when everybody kind of stands up or like people get like a little loose or like it almost is like a moment of silence before like the chaos, and it's either like an uproar or everybody's like, oh. That's like one of my favorite things in sports because it's like a collective kind of instinctual reaction to some anticipating something happening.
Yeah, I like honestly, not to be basic, but just like the cheers, honestly.
Yeah.
Like just the excitement of something amazing happening. Like I witnessed Ronaldo with his 5 Ballon d'Ors in Madrid. He put the 5 up and people clap. Like, we're actually the goal. He's right there.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. And then they won 5-0 in the first half too. Like a moment like that is just crazy. And then speaking of their Klassiker, when you think about, for instance, the Yellow Wall, or myself, I actually went to Allianz Arena. It's just the constant roar of the fans, just an absolute chaotic environment the entire match. Every time you touch the ball is the away team. You know what I'm saying? And then the absolute opposite, once the home team has the ball and they're attacking or they're getting the shots on goal or the corner kicks, just that roar and that sound and that cheering, I think is everything. So yeah,
I think for me, especially in terms of German football, like the sounds pre-match are almost just as interesting as during games because of the tifos that can happen at these like German matches, especially Dortmund, and their ability to like really take over a stadium. Yeah. The cool thing about German fans and German stadiums is that they're extremely organized and like well thought out in terms of how they try to intimidate like the opposing team. So in terms of like tifos at Der Klassikers, Dortmund has some of the most insane visuals from their different like fan groups and organizations. And I think in terms of like sounds, the silence before a match as you walk out onto the field and then you look up and you see a giant like yellow pirate that's like because it's what I think Allianz or the do you guys know the name for Dortmund
Signal
Stadium?
Iduna Park.
Signal Iduna Park, yes. They are the largest stadium in Germany. So there is no that I know for a fact, for sure.
I didn't know that.
So in terms of as a Bundesliga player, there is no other stadium that you will go to where you will get that many people cheering against you.
Definitely not.
And then when you walk out and you see a giant yellow tifo and the yellow wall is coming out, I mean, I think that is like unheard of in terms of sport.
I did not know they held 80K.
80K. Yeah.
Why did maybe because it's, I don't know. I felt like it was a 65 or 40.
80K.
That's absolutely crazy. I didn't even realize that. That adds to it.
So we have, again, Bayern playing Dortmund. Bayern are in first place in the Bundesliga. They've won almost all of their last matches. And Dortmund, they've had a little bit of a up and down ride recently.
Yeah, for sure.
However, we see upsets in the Bundesliga all the time. And Bayern Munich, for the most part, has done well this season. But last season, they faltered a bit. And we know that they missed points against large teams when they really had to go up against these clubs. And this game is being played at Dortmund's home stadium.
Yep.
So my question for y'all, I'm definitely going for Dortmund on this one, but I'm wondering if you guys think that Bayern is going to take this one or how you think it'll go.
I think Bayern's going to take it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just think after what happened last season, they cannot go 2 seasons in a row without winning the Bundesliga title. They cannot.
Right.
That is absolutely unacceptable for that club and their stature and their expectations. So new coach, new signing in Michael Olise, who's been absolutely balling out. A young Jamal Musiala, who's improving even more. Harry Kane, who's once again just having an incredible season, scoring, assists, just being a playmaker as well from that position. I just think they look more confident. I think they look more sure of themselves. New coach in Vincent Kompany. I think it'll be a tough match, but I think that Bayern gets the win, especially with the issues that Dortmund has been suffering from recently. But shout out Cole Campbell, the young American on the team, was balling out. Maybe vibes of a young Pulisic, so that's exciting to see him, for instance, on that team. But I think Bayern got it. Yeah.
I think. Go ahead.
No, I agree. I mean, 33 goals scored in 10 matches in the Bundesliga.
Moving like
yeah. It's
hard to bet against that, bro. And then Dortmund's sitting like in mid-table form right now.
I think for me,
an uphill battle.
For me, I think Dortmund had such an amazing and like topsy-turvy season last year, getting to the Champions League final and, you know, still like not necessarily proving their worth in the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
We always say, I think it's time. But honestly, with the amount of like weight and expectations on Dortmund as a club, I don't see this game going Bayern's way, just based on like the trend of how like Dortmund has had it coming for a long time. And I think at a certain point there has to be a switch. And I definitely think that at this point, when I look at Dortmund's squad and the way that Guirassy has been playing this season, I really want to see like an actual Bundesliga season in which all these major clubs are actually challenging for the title.
Yeah.
And this seems like, if you were almost to look at the Bundesliga like a storyline, this seems like the perfect moment for a switch.
Okay. It is the time.
Bayern goes to play Dortmund. Dortmund manages to win. Guirassy manages, because he's playing well. I think he has 8 goals, or he's played 8 games, has 6 goals in the Bundesliga.
Yeah,
and he's
good.
just transferred from Stuttgart, so he's keeping his form.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that if there was a time for the storyline to switch and for the Bundesliga to become competitive this season again, just like it was last year, it would be during the Der Klassiker, in which Bayern goes to Dortmund, loses, and then the season gets wide open again, because you have Leipzig, Frankfurt with Marmouche chasing. So I definitely think that in terms of like setup for upsets, we have one.
Setup's decent.
I mean, we've seen it already. Like last year, Dortmund beat Bayern when Bayern was at Allianz Arena 2-0, like towards the end of the season. So it's not impossible.
Anything is possible.
For sure.
It's possible.
Dortmund's pulled many upsets, even last year in the UCL. So
So that's the Bundesliga segment from our friends at the Bundesliga. Guys, make sure you tune into these games on ESPN, and we all continue on with the pod. All right, guys. 5ASIDE fans, we have a cool thing that we are starting to do with La Liga. We are doing a fantasy team up and partnership with La Liga. La Liga has an app where you can pick your squad every week, find the best players in La Liga, and make your squad and compete with all of us on the podcast. We're going to make a large league for everyone to join.
Come on.
And you guys can compete for prizes from La Liga. At the end of the season, we'll see who does best. But, guys, what are you guys' thoughts on competing with
I'm super excited. One, if you've been watching our Bet Online videos, we've been predicting a lot of things right. So I'm expecting it to go the same way in terms of fantasy predictions. And just as Seb said, prizes. You already saw what we did with the Canary Cup. We got somebody going all the way to Las Palmas to watch them play Barcelona. So who knows what kind of prizes you can get through the fantasy app too.
Yeah, it's a fact. And all you people out there commenting under our posts, saying this and that about our predictions, all my friends who are constantly texting me about which things went wrong or which players they know better, now's your time to put your money where your mouth is, to put your true football knowledge to the test. Join us, join our league, and let's see who'll win.
Come on.
Guys, make sure you guys head over to the La Liga Fantasy app. Search for the 5ASIDE team. We'll put the code over here and all the information.
Come on.
Set your team. Look for all your best players. Pick your squad. And then make sure you guys are checking to see how Kendrick's doing, how I'm doing, how Gabe's doing, how Josh is doing.
For sure.
And, of course, whoever is doing the best at the end of the season, some crazy prizes are in store for you. So make sure you guys are on that La Liga Fantasy app.
Crazy prizes. Tap in. We'll see y'all soon. All right, yeah, so speaking of course, the international break, we will be resuming into club play soon. So what are y'all most excited about in terms of getting back there?
To the question.
Yes, sir.
I think what I'm most looking forward to as the season resumes is the Premier League.
Okay.
So as y'all may or may not know, Liverpool is kind of dominating the league right now.
Yeah.
First place, 28 points. But the next 8 teams are only separated by 5 points. So Man City has been faltering this season. They're in second place with 23 points. Chelsea, Arsenal, Nottingham Forest, and Brighton follow with 19 points each. And then Fulham and Newcastle are in 7th and 8th with 18 points each.
Jeez.
And so going into the holiday season, the Christmas break and everything, it's just really close. And nobody expected it to be this up in the air. Nobody expected Nottingham Forest to be in top 5 right now.
Yep.
And so I'm excited to see where things go from there, because there's a lot of big matches coming up. Man City versus Tottenham this upcoming weekend is going to be big decider. We'll be having a brunch, so y'all should pull up, enjoy the vibes. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Saturday, November 23rd, 12:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll be there starting at 11:30 a.m. Drinks sponsored by Dandada Tequila. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have music by our boy right here. Food as well. So, yeah, definitely pull up. Always a good time. And the last one was a lot of fun. Chelsea-Liverpool. We had the whole argument. We'll put some picks here. Whole little VAR, man. It was great vibes last time for sure. But Serie A, very close as well. So,
yeah, I mean, Serie A is insane.
Yeah.
Napoli's in first with 26 points. Juve's in 6th with 24 points.
Yeah, it's really good.
Like
It's really, really good.
It's insane. And then you
Yeah.
know, Milan, Bologna, Udinese, 18, 18, 16. So it's like first and 10th place are separated by 11 points.
And it's just a lot at stake too
Yeah.
with all those teams there.
Yeah. Anything could happen. So
Yeah.
I'm just excited for football to come back.
Facts.
Yeah.
I have a fun game for y'all. If this is a super quick game.
Okay.
I'm gonna start with you first, actually.
All right.
This is gonna be testing your knowledge as a Real Madrid fan.
Okay. Why you
I
tight?
hate these things.
No, it's not anything crazy. It's not
You
anything
do some
crazy.
bullshit. Yeah.
So this is a game that's going around the internet right now. It's starting to go viral to see how well fans know their clubs.
Word.
I'm gonna ask you whether or not these players that have once played at your club, whether they have retired or not.
Oh. I like
Oh.
this.
Okay.
So we'll begin.
Yeah.
Gonzalo Higuain.
Yes. His last game ever was actually in New York City on a baseball field, losing in the MLS playoffs, playing for Inter Miami.
Correct.
Damn. my
Facts.
bad.
I remember that. Because that was the headline. It's like, damn, this legend's last game was
true.
at a baseball field in New York City.
Rafael Varane.
No.
He has retired.
He retired
He has retired.
from all football?
He has retired from all football. He was last signed at Como. He had a serious injury.
That is so...
It was this season.
That's
No,
crazy,
yeah.
actually.
He's had bro, peak Real Madrid to the World Cup, went to...
He has
Once you
retired.
leave Madrid, man, damn, I feel so bad for him. Well, hopefully he's taking
He's
care of his
okay.
health, and that's why
He's good.
No, but he's had serious injuries. That's
Yeah,
what,
yeah.
damn, that's tough.
Jose Callejon.
Oh, Callejon, baller. He went to Napoli too. He was fired with that team. I have a feeling he might just still be playing around.
He is playing for Marbella.
Oh,
He's enjoying.
he's vibing,
enjoying
bro.
life.
That's
He's
my
enjoying
type
life.
of career, baller.
Lassana Diarra.
Ooh, that was a while ago. He signed in like 08. The thing is, you just never know because you got the guy in the J League in Japan who's 58.
Yep,
So you're
yep.
like, I don't know how long y'all going for.
Give me
I'm gonna think retired.
He is retired.
Yeah.
He last played in 2019 for PSG.
Okay, yeah, he's a bit older.
Jesse Ruiz.
Baller, another player, injuries ruined, another like Spanish Real Madrid. Man, he won the Champions League with us and all that. So good off the bench. Then he went to PSG, didn't really work out for him. He's younger. He could be on the Varane, like retired because he's of injuries. But I feel like he might still be playing. Still playing?
He is still playing
Okay, cool.
in Malaysia.
Good for him.
a
Travel and enjoy that.
Malaysian Super League club called Johor Darul Tazim.
Good.
It's fire.
Play, travel, enjoy it. You know what I'm saying?
Diego Lopez.
Oh, he's got to be retired.
Retired.
Yeah.
Retired at 43 years old
Yeah.
for Rayo.
He was already older in like
Yep.
14, yeah.
Sami Khedira.
He's a coach now, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's fire.
Well done. Keylor Navas.
He's still playing.
He is still playing.
Almost retired, though. Yeah.
Yaramendi.
Ooh, is he a coach now? I think he's a coach too, right?
He is still playing for FC Dallas.
Oh, no, I knew that. Now he went to MLS. No, he's not coaching. I'm thinking of someone else who's coaching.
Fabinho.
Okay.
Fabinho.
Fabinho. The one who was on Liverpool?
Mhm.
He's probably still playing, right?
Still playing with Benzema and Conte at Ali.
Yeah, I was a fan.
Yeah,
He's still
facts.
playing, yeah.
Denis Cheryshev, the Russian baller.
Oh, my gosh. He went to Villarreal after and balled out. Or did he ball out before that? I'll say he's still playing.
He's still playing
Okay.
in second division in Greece for Panionios.
I bet you they mad passionate too.
Last
And-
one.
Yeah.
Fabio Coentrao.
Oh, baller. Won the Champions League with him too. Probably retired now.
Retired.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done.
That was pretty good. I'll take it.
Rashi. Will do me next time.
Okay.
Yeah. So to give you all some context, during this international break, Marcus Rashford was not called up for the England squad, and he's had a little bit of a difficulty this season, maybe last season as well. Not exactly all panning out to be what we thought he might be at this point in his career. And on, I believe it was Friday night, he was at my New York Knicks. Shout out my Knicks. He was at the Knicks game, courtside at the Garden. A lot of people thought that it was actually A Boogie based on the jewelry, the shades, the chrome hearts. He kind of looks like A Boogie a little bit. Shout out A Boogie as well. Shout out the Knicks. Shout out the Garden. And when I saw that Marcus Rashford was iced out, shades on, chrome hearts, head to toe, courtside at the Knicks game while England was on international break, doing well, getting their W's, I just knew he was going to be cooked.
Yeah.
Especially considering Manchester United season, his own personal performances. And the Daily Mail, who is one of the worst publications, honestly, in England, I'm going to be real with you,
Yeah.
just super tabloidy. But their headline for what he did was super crazy. So what they said was, Marcus Rashford dons glitzy grills as Man United star makes the most of his England exile by sitting courtside in New York. And he is joined by former teammate who he visited before his 12-hour Belfast tequila bender. So thoughts on if Rashford should be there or not, and then this absolutely insane portrayal of it. And when I saw him, when the Knicks posted it like during the game, I was like, oh no, English media is about to cook him once they wake up in the morning. And Twitter went crazy too on it, but yeah.
I mean,
they cooked him, bro.
It is a weird phenomenon that like players can travel across the world mid-season to like enjoy another sport. Like the football calendar being as it is, makes it weird that that's a possibility. So it looks crazy because like you're in the middle of your season while you at a Knicks game halfway across the world. But at the same time, bro's living his life. And like we already know the British media can't handle it when they see a young black star outside enjoying themselves, looking fly. So I'm not surprised.
They dragged it.
I think this is AI. I think this is AI racism, to be honest.
Oh, the headline?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's very possible.
I thought you were gonna say the I'm like, bro, he was.
I think this is like give me a UK style racist headline.
It's
Marcus Rashford on glitzy grills.
Glitzy Grills is crazy.
12-hour Belfast tequila bend. What the
tequila bender is killing me. I think this is wilding in Ireland.
Tequila bender sounds British, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
by
but
that.
you can have the AI be
glitzy grills,
be like niche racist. I think you can do this.
Yeah, I'm saying the part that seems AI is glitzy grills because I don't believe that somebody actually wrote that.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, absolutely insane. We with you, Marcus. We saw the English media does this to all y'all. It's crazy.
Facts.
What you got on, bro?
Quick jersey shout out.
Yes.
Do it.
All right, can you put the okay, so I have a very special kit on today from the team Sauna FC. They're based in Högalund in Stockholm, Sweden. And so it's a very cool kit. It's very simplistic, but there are little cool details in it. The blue color that you see here is actually representative of the 8 buildings in that neighborhood.
Oh, 5.
They have 8 high-rise buildings that are the color of this blue here.
Okay.
And the team,
I love that.
Yeah, and the team is just very big on like community building. In 2018, they started a program that basically allowed young people to play on local pitches late at night with the intent of keeping young people off the streets.
Okay,
and so it's a just initiative that I really respect and care about. And the club itself kind of reminds me of just like New York culture in general, because if you see like the imagery that they use in a lot of their like photo campaigns, it's a lot of black and brown people represented. It's a lot of urban imagery in the background. And the whole idea of just like giving people access to pitches, especially young people, is something that we struggle with here. Just letting people play football. So the fact that they've been like prioritizing that is something that I care about and respect deeply. So shout out to Sauna FC in Sweden.
Fire. Indeed. I want to do a quick shout out for the t-shirt I'm wearing. So this is from a brand called River is Wild, who we're doing a Fashion Friday feature on Wavy Footy with. So they're a brand that is very, I would say, diasporic in terms of how they are. And their motto is that they have a constant exploration of esoteric blackness. So really cool designs. This here is based on a Yoruba drummer. So lots of really creative sort of ways that they portray the brand philosophy through their imagery. They just dropped a really cool kit as well, which is something that I've never really seen anything similar to. They also got tracksuits, tees, and much more. Even did a collab with the Shirtless Plantain Show, so our guy Tosin over there. Just a really cool brand, and check out that feature on Wavy for sure.
I'm wearing a University of Hawaii jacket. I almost went here. I was
Really?
so close to going here.
That is a very sad.
That's such a sad thing, bro.
That was my second school. Anyways, bye guys.
Peace,
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
Bye,
Thanksgiving.
Bye, bye.
Love y'all.
Bye.
Peace.